This is Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and I have this cute little treat holder that I'm going to share with you guys today. I knew as soon as I seen this stamp set, I don't have the stamp set with me, the Celebration label dies. I think the name of the stamp set is the Celebration label tags, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a bundle in the new holiday catalog, and I'm only using the dies. But as soon as I seen these dies, I knew that I wanted to make treat holders out of them, not just bag toppers. So that is kind of like what the intended purpose of them are, I think. But they are just beautiful, beautiful dies. Look at those and how big. I mean, you go all the way down from the smallest all the way up to that great big one, and then it has these little hearts. I think this one might be a spider or a bat. I can't remember now. Kind of looks like a spider. Okay, so that is what I'm using to create the little treat holder. I've already done one of each, just so that way, because I have to do two, it won't take so long with the video. But I'm using pumpkin pie and Whisper White and basic black ink. I'm gonna use the smallest little label here from the Stitch So Sweetly dies to pop out our sentiment here in a minute. And then last year I did not get to use the Harvest Hello, so I was really wanting to use it again this year, or for the first time this year. So that's what I'm going to use today, is that. And then I'm using the paper that I'm obsessed with. It's the Plaid Tidings 6x6 Designer Series paper. And then I'm using the Wrapped in Texture embossing folder to just give a little like background for the box holder. And I'm going to use this one that's kind of like a weaved look to it, I think. And let me go ahead, and then I'm also using this embroidered ribbon. This is probably so far my favorite ribbon that I've used in the new holiday catalog. Okay, let me kind of scoot everything out of the way really quick, and I'll bring in my Simply scoreboard. It is really hard for me to see, guys, because I started taping with my phone. I'm going to straighten that just a little bit. I started taping with my phone and it's above my head, so I really can't see if I'm in camera frame. So I'm trying really hard to make sure I do that. I had to grab my notes really quick to see, because when I designed this a few minutes ago, I had to figure out my measurements I needed. So I have a piece of pumpkin pie that is 4 inches by 3.5. And on the 4-inch side, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, rotate it, and score it again at 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to take it on the short side, and I'm going to score it at 1.5, and then again at 2 inches. Pretty simple. Okay, let me get my notepad. Then we're just going to burnish all of our score marks. Take your bone folder and crease them over. And you can use tear tape on this, or you can use the wet glue, the liquid Tombow, or the Simply, I always want to call it Simply, the Stampin' Seal Plus. Okay, and I've learned to try to clip these instead of rip them, because every time I rip them, it puts a hole in my box. So I'm just cutting on the right and then going back in and just kind of angling it to remove a little bit of that bulk. So when I go to fold it up, it's going to fold quite easily. And there, I just ripped it after I just said I wasn't going to do that anymore. Okay, let's fold in these 2 center tabs. I'm going to use Tombow because these are really tiny tabs that we need to fold over. And I just want to make sure that I get them correctly and that I have time to readjust and realign if I need to. So I'm just trying to make sure that right here I'm getting that pretty straight. And I'm folding these little tabs on the inside, just like that. Then it doesn't really matter where you put your liquid glue. You can put it on the back or you can put it on these tabs. I'm going to fold that to the back to to close up the box, and that will be then the back of my box. So I'm just going to take this one and fold it over. And I'm just going to make sure that I have it as square here and here as I can. So just kind of hold it for a few minutes, let that liquid glue dry. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just hold it for a few seconds until that dries. Okay, let's just set that out of the way for a minute. I'm going to bring in my brand new die cutting emboss machine that I am absolutely in love with. So it's a very simple to use. You get your 2 clear plates. You get your, and they're numbered. So this is your die cutting plate, and you also use it for embossing. And then your plates here are numbered 3. And so all you have to do is look at the picture and do it the way that it's telling you to do it. So for die cutting, you need 1. It shows you right here. We need 1, 2, then you place your material in there, and then 3, and then your material and 3. So I'm going to put 1 down and then the number 2 down. Then I'm going to put 1 of the 3 and just place my label there. I'm going to go ahead and die cut out the little frame for the sentiment. Whoops, I had liquid glue on my finger and it got stuck. Okay, I'm trying to tippy-toe to make sure I'm in frame. I hope I am. And then we're just going to run that through. Okay. And then you also get a 4th plate, but we don't need this. This one is for the 3D embossing folders. It took me a second to figure that out because I was trying to use it because I wasn't reading my directions very well. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a second. Let me get all of this out of my way. So when I was reading, I knew I didn't need 2, but when I was reading, I was just looking at this one. And then it tells you right here, 4 is using with 3D embossing folders. So now I'm just going to need 1 and 3 because I'm going to emboss, and this is just a regular embossing folder. I'm just going to put that in there. I want the folded end of the embossing folder to go in the die cutting machine first. So I'm putting it on there like that, and then we're just going to run that through there. Okay, let me move it out of the way. And I'll pop this out. Okay, guys. Okay, so let's grab our box, and what we're gonna do is put Tombow. Now you're gonna end up with these little corners showing here on your box. I didn't show you guys what this holds, did I? I have never seen these before until today. White Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Thins. White chocolate is my absolute favorite. And these fit, look at that. Those fit perfectly inside there. Okay, so I'm just going to put some of my liquid glue at the bottom. And I'm just making sure I'm not going to go up too high because we don't want it to come up over this part when we go to put it on. So I'm just going to center that on the front of the box and then kind of go in with my fingers to just hold it on there. Make sure it's taking a hold. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're just going to put a little bit of multi-purpose glue. And again, you could use tear tape. You could use the Stampin' Seal Plus. I just wanted to be able to move this if I needed to, just like that. So I'm trying to make sure I have this lined up, but then I'm also looking at my sides and then kind of paying attention to the top too. We want it to look like it's all one box. Okay. And then this is going to be the back because my flaps are folding in that direction. So this will be the front of the box. Okay. Let me grab, I don't know why that looks like it's on there sideways. There we go. Okay, let me grab 2 more of my treats. So I'll show you. They come in this cute little bag. And they are really thin. I mean, you can tell they are really thin, but I've got to get this stuff out of my room as soon as I get done making my videos, or I know what's going to happen, you guys. Sweet treats are my weakness. Those are just, I don't know, I can't, this is bugging me. I feel like it's on there sideways, but it's not. So I don't know if it's just the box. Let me see if I got that. I mean, it's level there, so I don't know why it's looking like that, but that's kind of driving me batty. Okay, let's move on. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this linen thread. Don't quite need that much. So let's go ahead and just tie it on one side. And just tie it in a knot. And we can fuss with it and get it all even here in just a minute. But let's just trim that off. And I'm going to pull it up. I tried to make it be like right there in the center where that meets. Okay, and then let's just even that one up. And then just kind of turn them. So they're going up and down. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. And probably take a little bit more off that one as well. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and take the punch, and we're going to punch out our little, our pumpkin. Whoops. And we're not going to need these things. Need that out of the way. And now I need to grab a piece of basic black scrap. Okay, so I'm just going to take this piece and feed it through that punch, because all I want is my stem. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of Tombow. And I just realized I put the stem on like an apple. This is the way you want it to go on if it's an apple. If it's a pumpkin, you want your skinny stem up. So I did that one wrong. So you want it to be like that. See how that looks more like a pumpkin? So just put some Tombow just a little bit on the bottom. And then you just place that right in the center. Okay, I'm going to get that moved over just a little bit better. So right like that. Grab some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we'll place on the back. I think I used about 4. Okay, move that out of the way for right now. And then I have 2 pieces of cardstock. I have a piece of pumpkin pie and then a piece of basic black. I'm going to switch it out for this one. That one has something on it. And then I have the banner punch, and I'm just going to feed both of those. And those are about a 1/2 inch by 3. And I'm just going to banner both ends. Feed that piece in there. And then I like to flip it over so I can see on the back side, make sure I have it lined up the way I want it. And then let's grab our liquid glue again. Just put some glue down there, and then I'm just going to lay that on there. And then I like to just kind of make them how I want them. I'm going to kind of do it this way, I think, this time. And I'm just going to trim that excess off to just even that up. Something like that. And then let's grab our label that we die cut out and stamp the sentiment that says, "Hey there, pumpkin." And just stamp it right in the center of the label. I'm going to grab another dimensional. I think I need another packet. I don't see any more on there. Let me just grab another one, and they all came off. Okay, and then just layer this. You want to make sure you're covering, hiding that. Pop that on there, and then we're going to pop 2 dimensionals on the back. And let's bring in our pumpkin. I know that still looks like it's crooked, and I have no idea why it does. But it is really driving me nuts because if you look, it's all level all the way around. Maybe it was my ribbon that was throwing me off. Maybe it was because now it doesn't look like it's crooked to me. I bet that's what it was. The ribbon was up a little bit. Okay. Stuff like that just drives me bonkers. Trying to figure out what the issue is. Okay, so just place the little pumpkin right there to the left. Peel the stickies off, and then we're just going to take this and kind of angle it. And then you can go ahead and turn your ribbon if it's in the way. But there you guys go. These are super cute, I think, and I just love the way that they look, the way that they turned out. So please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the like button. Leave me a comment if you want to. And thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I will have another video for you on Thursday. And then I also do weekly Facebook Lives every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, guys.